What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to your home for everything local sports. It's JJ.
And Mike, and this high school football video is brought to you by Naples Rib Company, the perfect place to cater your team's next event.
Is this heaven? No, it's Vets on a Friday night, but it's close. Poly and Mission Viejo, two top 10 teams in California. One of the most heated high school football rivalries for two schools that are so far apart.
I'm the best public school. No, I'm the best public school. Running back Jamari Farrell out with a broken leg. Quarterback Joey Yellen, a Bosco transfer, will have to tote the load for the Diablos.
Poly got a pretty good signal caller too in Matt Corral, and not a lot of offensive highlights in the first half, but this is kind of a microcosm for Poly. If they're going to win this game, it's going to come from Matt Corral.
Obviously, Poly came out kind of surprising, trying to establish the run a little bit, almost twice as many runs as passes in the first half, and plenty of defensive highlights, JJ.
La 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 Lole. He gets one in the beginning of every video.
Jermaine Lole, obviously a defensive force, and then late in the first quarter, Mission Viejo needs a tip drill, and that's Alex Jamal. Corral laying the wood at the end there.
Down at the 1 yard line are the Diablos, but Poly defense goes all SWAT team. Da-na-na. First, it's Ryan Nixon, and then on third down, back in the corner of the end zone, Tyreek LaBouffe is no shy.
Definitely that Jackrabbit secondary showing its stuff from start to finish in this game. Mission Viejo in for the short field goal, and I don't think that one's got the distance. I don't think he could do that again if he tried, Jage.
No, me neither. Antonio Pierce having to explain the rules of football there, because that was a weird one. Yeah, for sure. Great battle on the outside, too.
Jalen Hall, Elijah Griffin, obviously one of the top receivers, top corners in the country.
Yeah, well, if he was the Hall monitor, he's Millhouse on this drive.
Hall can go pretty much anywhere he wants for college. Griffin committed to UCLA, a big-time battle on the outside, but turnabout is fair play. Griffin makes 2 plays to stall the Poly drive.
And then, holla if you hear me, no, I'm just yelling. 3 of Yellen's 6 completions are on this drive, as Sean Adamson is going to take it in from 1 yard out. And at halftime, it's 6-0 Diablos.
They missed the extra point, so it is just 6-0, and a great crowd on hand. No television crew, just us, a couple other websites, and a great crowd. Love the student section doing the blackout for Poly. And Jackrabbits, like we said, came out, tried to establish the run on the ground. They had 27 carries for 115 yards, including 5 rushes for 43 yards from Corral.
Never fear, D-Block is here. Phenomenal read and react from Kiwan Markham.
Return that into Diablo territory. I think he'll be wishing for a long time he could have made his way into the end zone. You see the face mask hanging off a little sideways there. Poly going with quick passes on the ensuing drive as Corral finds Tolliver.
I want it all, Corral to Hall, but Griffin breaks it up, forces the punt on the short porch, but that is Darius Krieger lined up at punter. He's going to one-hand stab the snap. It's a fake. Si se puede? Yes, we can.
McDonald inside the 5 over Griffin, a big-time play, 4th and 20, and they got 22 to McDonald, and then they cash it in as it's boom boom time. The all-important extra point is good. Who knew Poly could outkick Mission Viejo?
Not this guy.
They take a 7-6 lead. Now trailing, Mission Viejo and Yellen are going to go back to the air, and that's where the yellow rain. Don't eat the yellow snow, and don't look at the yellow rain.
It's always the case when Poly's playing a team from Orange County. It just is. So don't be negative, Mike. It's not half empty, it's fuller. Dalen Fuller with the sack. It pushes Mission Viejo out of field goal range, so it's the same score at the end of 3.
Back-to-back sacks from Poly after it was 1st and goal is going to be big because then they cannot convert the field goal. More inside run for Poly means more 3rd and longs, and that means Corral kind of feeling maybe a little bit like he needs to do it all and perhaps trying to do too much.
Yeah, he could be Superman, but Griffin had the kryptonite on this one. 57 yards, returned to the tilt. Deuce, crime on deuce. Mission Viejo up now 12-7.
Regulating like his daddy, he said, as soon as I saw it in the air, I knew I was taking it back to the crib, and that does put him up 12-7. Corral, still Superman. Jalen Hall, still a huge target. The Jackrabbits should have maybe been looking for more in this game because, wow, what a play. 65 yards on the very next play after that pick 6. Deuce feeling himself, looking for the go-ahead score, but instead trying to make maybe a little too tough of a pass is going to find another interception.
Yeah, that is ill-advised right there, but I'm not dead yet. Top 5 Fullers, Dalen, because he sacks hot fire, Mike.
So this is it. Driving for the win. They force a 3 and out. They get the ball back with 4:21 left. Corral going to find Hall. Big surprise. 122 of his 198 passing yards to Hall.
1:30 left, and Matt is out of the corral again. He's looking for his guy Hall, but he finds a brick wall. Mission Viejo stops Pauly with that Ryan Kennedy interception at the pylon, and you gon' think they won a Grammy. The Diablos celebrate this one big time at Vets.
They don't dance now, they make money moves. Huge 4 interceptions against Corral, and a tough night as the Diablos beat the Jackrabbits here on Casual Friday.
Not too exciting, but a very interesting way in which Pauly played this game, something that could reflect later on in the season and in the playoffs.
We'd like to thank all of our sponsors, including Papa Lucci's, a great place to eat down on 2nd Street. Tough loss for the Jackrabbits as they fall to 2-1. The Moore League season is right around the corner. For coverage of all of those games, you got to keep it right here.